Now, listen, you guys, it seems like the Transformer is facing a lot of backlash after she was out there calling her production names, you guys, basically calling them P Ninjas, all right? Now, we're also going to be talking about this entire situation with Paprika Spice all of a sudden deciding to address or not address, I don't know what to call it at this point, okay, because it was so vague, this entire Nicki Minaj text situation. And we're also going to be talking about Ibro on Bongo 2's album, as well as Carisha showing lottery ticket some love. Of course, people are questioning, where is the same love for Jetavia? Now, these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the Tea Plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So first of all, let us talk about the Transformer. Now, you guys do know that, well, last night, that's when she was actually performing for that BET experience thingy that failed to sell, okay? So anyway, it seems like when she was on stage, she decided to take some time to reprimand her production team. And she felt like, well, they were not doing their jobs properly and things like that. And I mean, I'm not going to fault her for, addressing the fact that, well, if they were playing on, on a top, then I understand exactly why she felt the way that she felt, okay? However, the tone in which she was addressing these, I would like to believe, grown men is nothing short of disgusting, if I'm going to be honest. I listened to that and I was like, oh my God, such a nasty human being. You guys, this woman, who is non-black, by the way, was out there calling these men out of their names, literally calling them P behind ninjas, okay? Like Pussy ninjas, okay? That's what she was out there calling these men. And first of all, it really does surprise me that people allow this woman to basically use the ninja word, given that she herself is not BLK. So I really don't understand how that works. That's for one. And for two, calling them out of their names like that, I was like, listen, okay, I understand that you're probably out of breath. I understand that probably, hormones and things like that, because I mean, we all saw the jersey that she was wearing, you guys, that entire Ashanti concealing dress, jersey that she was wearing to basically conceal her baby bump. I mean, I do get that. But for her to use that as an excuse to be out there outright mean and disrespectful to people who work for her is insane to me. It's absolutely disgusting, okay? And this is when I feel like sometimes this entire Not Like Us situation, people really are selective when it comes to it, okay? Because you can't be telling me that, well, when it comes to Drake, you're like, well, they're not like us, and then you allow the Transformer to be out there saying the N-word and doing all these things on stage, and you guys are like, whoa, she is like us. That's absolutely insane to me, okay? That being said, of course, people are talking about a baby bump. People are talking about the fact that, well, she seems to be concealing a pregnancy. And I mean, I did tell you in my previous videos that she does look like she is pregnant. And I'm not surprised that she's pregnant. I mean, the last time a pregnancy was also part of a rollout. So I could see her using it this time again. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. And as far as the performance is concerned, I mean, she did try her best. I will give her that. There was a little bit of a little improvement there. I saw that. But then again, I think our criticism is a little bit soft because of the fact that she's a pregnant woman. It's kind of hard to go in hard on her. So I guess she does that also, the timing and everything. She knows that, when she's pregnant, people are not going to be as hard on her, and she's probably, So let me know in the comment section, you guys, obviously, what you think about that. Now, the next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about Ice Spice. It seems like all of a sudden from no one, this girl decided to address this entire Nicki Minaj, text situation. And I know that a lot of you are going to come out here and say, oh, well, it's the interviewer who asked her. And I'm like, do you not know how interviews work? Okay. The fact that nobody else was asking her about these things, about the text messages, means that probably they were the questions relating to that were like on that don't ask me this questions sheet. Okay. You know how that works. Okay. So the fact that, well, interviewers can now ask her about the situation, and particularly at a time when she's about to release her album, is it's very weird to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even in trying to address that, she didn't exactly address that. She did not even deny those text messages. So those of you who like to come into the comment section saying that, oh, well, those were not real. Well, your girl was out there and clearly she said what she said. That's exactly the energy that she was giving there. And clearly she does not feel like she has to publicly apologize to Nicki Minaj for that. That's what she thinks. And at this point, it's kind of giving me somebody who's sitting on the fence. Do you understand what I'm saying? She does not want to publicly apologize to Nicki Minaj, but she wants to continue poking Nicki Minaj so that when she responds, then she can start talking crazy about Nicki Minaj or to Nicki Minaj, okay? But I'm glad that Nicki Minaj is not paying her any attention, and I do feel like the strategy that we were talking about the other time, that, well, now that they realize that, well, they will not get attached to Nicki Minaj through support, they now want to get her attached to Nicki Minaj through beefing with Nicki Minaj. But honestly speaking, why would Nicki Minaj be out there beefing with Paprika Spice? Like, come on, be serious, okay? You need to at least have an ounce of, talent, like even like a fifth of Nicki Minaj's talent for her to be paying attention to you like that. At this point, as long as you're out there copying her wigs, her flow and things like this, really nothing to beef with you about, okay? You're gonna get tired, okay? No matter how many Nicki Minaj flows you try to recreate, like, what are you gonna do? Redo Beam Me Up Scotty, redo Pink Friday, redo Pink Friday 2. Like, what exactly are you going to do? For how long are you going to be able to do that? So, yeah, let me know in the comment section. Let me just quickly also insert a snippet of what she had to say about the situation.
You have to deal with certain, downsides. Like, when, stuff gets leaked, like text messages or whatever that aren't necessarily real. Yeah. How do you, keep the blinders on and not acknowledge, the internet bullshit? Cause it's gotta be tough.
They gotta be.
It's, sometimes I'm tempted to engage with certain things.
Let me clear this shit up.
Yeah, and so, but then I also realized you're gonna just give it legs to grow and run with.
Right. Yeah.
And I think sometimes you can over-explain yourself a little bit. So I just kind of like to just focus on what I can control and what really is what really matters.
Well, there you had what Paprika Spice had to say about that. Clearly, she's out there still trying to, gaslight the behind out of Nicki Minaj. Speaking about her, that last time I spoke about how his stylist was out there saying that, well, she was channeling Princess Diana. That's why she had that wig. And the other time we spoke about how the Transformer had on an outfit and was saying that, well, it is Princess Diana's inspiration. Some people are now speculating that the two of them might be having a song together, because what are the odds that both of them would channel Princess Diana right about the same time? So, yeah, if that is the case, if she has a Transformer collaboration on her album, that's the reason why she's not apologizing to Nicki Minaj. She wants to leave the door open for dissing Nicki Minaj, and she wants to give Nicki Minaj a reason to beef with her so that she can, comfortably switch to the Transformer side. Because right now, if she starts working with the Transformer, Nicki Minaj did not say anything to her, Nicki Minaj did not react to her, it's going to show the world who exactly she truly is. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now they need Nicki to respond so bad so that when she switches to the Transformer, when she gets the Transformer collaboration, it seems like, oh, wow, she realized that at the end of the day, Nicki was the problem. That's the narrative that they're trying to go with right now. But anyway, I don't think that anyone cares. The Transformer is not even powerful enough to carry her own album. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, I'm really sorry. Okay, so during a performance, the Transformer also announced that her album is coming. She was like, album's coming. And nobody reacted. No one was caught flinching. Everybody was doing the mannequin challenge when she announced the album. But I'm like, how many album announcements are you going to have before you actually begin to give people the detail? Okay? You cannot be announcing an album for more than 5 years. It does not make any sense, okay? What are you trying to do? Who are you trying to be? No Money 2.0? Like, what is this? Okay? So the people really were caught, unmoved. When she announced the album. And then some people were like, what, maybe the people were not even being shady. They genuinely did not hear what the girl was saying, because she said it and she was rapping and she was, there was a bit of hair playing, and people were like, it might be the people really just did not, understand what she was saying. did not get that she was saying, the album is coming. But anyway, I'm sure people are kind of tired of hearing the album announcement situation. Anyway, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, you guys, we're going to be talking about Bongo 2 and, her debut on Spotify. You guys, the Spotify debut for Bongo 2 is very pathetic. And it seems like even those Nicki Minaj subliminals did not help her this time. Now people can truly say what we say when we say that, well, Nicki Minaj handed this girl, that he's number one together with her payola, obviously. Because tell me why they're reporting that, well, three of her songs are charting on Spotify. The other one is number 72, the other one at number 95, and the other one at number 199. Okay, and Jetavia out charted all these three songs on Spotify. JT, yes, she out charted all of this. Okay, so what's happening with the Spotify debut, you guys? What do you think is going to happen? Speaking about Spotify and streaming platforms, people were questioning where Ibro was in this entire situation, because you know that Ibro is such a D-rider when it comes to these girls that are heavily baked up by record labels. So people are like, where is he? Okay, where is he when their plant is flopping like this? And somebody joked around and said that, oh, well, they're busy cooking the charts. And I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, they allegedly. Somebody said they were busy cooking up the numbers and things like that for Bongo 2. And I'm like, with the way that some of these guys be out there deriding these girls and their labels, I'm like, I wouldn't put it past them, okay? But anyway, Ibro was out there suggesting that, well, Cousin Sloth and Bongo 2 should be having a joint album. In the afternoon, I spoke about Cousin Sloth and her getting back her motion after she collaborated with the Transformer. And now people are trying to encourage Bongo 2 to have an album with Cousin Sloth, just so Cousin Sloth can save Bongo 2. Because if this album by Bongo 2 flops or underdoes Glorilla's numbers, it's going to be chaotic, okay? This entire situation of her acting like she's Nicki Minaj's competition is going to be over, because if you get out-chatted by Glorilla, you're definitely not in the same lane with Nicki Minaj. So this is the reason why they are now trying to get her an assistant, a helper. And I hope your Gotti and Cousin Sloth's team and Cousin Sloth herself are smart enough to know that a joint album is exactly what Cousin Sloth does not need right now. She does not need to have a joint album with no flopping horse, okay? But hey, let me know in the comment section what you think about that, because personally, I do feel like it's enough that, well, she carried a tour. Giving her a joint album, you want to go back to where you were after that entire collaboration by Bongo 2? It's enough that you helped the girl on her tour. It's enough that you helped the girl chat with Wannabe. It's enough that you gave her, you handed her out a collaboration. You don't need to have a joint album with this girl, okay? But anyway, let me know in the comment section, obviously, what you think about that. And the next thing that we are going to be talking about, shout out to Miranda for bringing this to my attention. Basically, this entire Drake situation where Drake is proudly and publicly supporting Camilla's song with him and Camilla's album. And people are super excited and are saying it's so supportive and things like that. And you guys like to say that, oh, well, Drake doesn't need to support Nicki Minaj. They talk behind the scenes, but like all this energy that he has for all these other people, but cannot do so much as to post a song that she has with Nicki Minaj. I mean, look at it however you want to look at it, but personally, I find it really weird. I personally wouldn't want a friend that like shows me love behind the scenes, but when in front of people, they act like they don't know me. I don't want that kind of a friendship. But hey, to each their own. Maybe Nicki Minaj prefers it that way. But personally, I'm always looking at Jeezy sideways. I'm looking at him sideways, honestly. And the fact that he has all this energy to promote Camilla, but doesn't have this energy to promote somebody that he came up with, is insane to me. And I hope Nicki Minaj continues to pay him dust in as far as his beef with Kendrick is concerned. In my own opinion, if it's possible, I think it's high time Nicki Minaj starts working with Kendrick Lamar, because the lyricism on that track would be absurd. Okay? I do feel like now is the time. I mean, it's the time for Nicki Minaj to come out here and work with Kendrick, in my own opinion. She's worked with J. Cole. We loved it. We loved it. And now she has to work with Kendrick, and we'll love it. Okay, let's not act like Drake did not bring out the Transformer talking about, oh, highest working female rapper, blah, 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 blah. Let's not talk like, Drake did not go out there to academics telling him to stop talking about Caesar, and Caesar reciprocated by going to Kendrick Lamar's show and sang along to Not Like Us, blah, 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 blah. No, Judas Degrassi really needs to be given a dose of his own medicine, in my own opinion, okay? Nicki is too nice to this ninja, all right? The next thing that we're going to be talking about, yo guys, Ziyakala, okay? I literally had to put an insert in this because this happened when I was done, editing my video. I was like, okay, let me check what's happening on Twitter. And boy, oh boy, is there not chaos, okay? I'm sorry. I had to insert this just before the Young Miami tea that I wanted to talk about. You guys, so the story that I was talking about at the beginning of this video, it seems like it has gotten ugly because the Transformer has decided to respond to Milagro. Oh my God, it actually got insane, you guys. It seems like she decided to come for Milagro, started, saying that, oh my goodness, you have no right to tell me how I should talk to people. I paid these people. I paid a lot of money for this. I will talk to them however I want to talk to them. And you have no, right to be asking me how to, I should change the way that I'm talking to people because, well, you spoke on children and you spoke on people's deceased parents. And it was a mess, you guys. And if you know Milagro, you know that when it comes to things of the tongue and the mind, in as far as blogging is concerned, that girl is very eloquent, okay? And trust me, when she says things, majority of the time, she'll be having receipts to back that up, okay? So the fact that she entertained this fight with the Transformer, she knew what she was doing, okay? And so the girl came out and said, you know what? I know that I might have said offensive things about your kids. I apologize for that, okay? And already when I heard her saying that I apologize for that, I knew that fire was coming because she was now playing the game of chess, okay? Because she was like, I take accountability for what I've said. I've taken accountability in the past for what I've said, although I didn't directly come for your kids. That being said, let's talk about you. And she also said, whose parents did I talk about? Did I talk about your parents? Your parents are both alive. So what are you talking about? And in true Transformer style, of course, she decided to deflect from her own situation of calling people ninjas on stage, okay? Insulting them, calling them hoo-ha ninjas, okay? You know what the hoo-ha is, right? Yeah. So she called these men hoo-ha ninjas, okay? I don't want to say the N-word. So she was like, I'm not going to take accountability all the time. Do you know what the Transformer does? And that's the reason why I'm like, I try to be like, okay, maybe she's mature now, maybe. But like when she begins doing these gaslighting things, I'm like, no. She strikes me as a boyfriend or a girlfriend that is out there doing nonsense, and then you call them out, and then instead of addressing what you've brought to the table, oh, you know what, today you did this, I don't like it, and instead of them saying, oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong, they say, oh, well, the other day you also said that, the other day you also, and they're so loud with it that, when people walk in, they may not even understand where the story is coming from. So all of a sudden they start amplifying your own mistakes, and that's what the Transformer does, okay? Each time that instead of taking accountability, she gets defensive and she starts trying to deflect. She did the same thing when that boy was talking about on TikTok, when that person was talking about colorism and stuff like that, became very loud, became deflective, and all of a sudden people lost track of what the argument was about. But this time Millie said, you're not going to do that, okay? So she was like, whose deceased parents did I talk about? And she was like, well, Megan's parents. And I guess that was done to recruit the thought is, that the thought is like, they will be very excited when something like this happens, okay? And so obviously the thoughties came into her defense because she had seemingly defended Megan, okay? And that was intentionally done to recruit more people against Milagro, okay? And so Milagro was like, you know what, about Megan's parents, everybody, like a lot of people have done documentaries on YouTube, and it's not just her, about a lot of celebrities, their parents, their childhood and things like that. People have done documentaries on things like that. And then she went ahead after that and clogged the behind out of the Transformer, started posting receipts of the Transformer transformer is speaking on other people's kids, other people's deceased parents, and things like that. And when I tell you that this girl had no other way to fight except blocking Milagro, that's what the transformer did. She ended up blocking Milagro on Twitter, and Milagro was not letting up. I'm just gonna insert some of the tweets, and of course, the transformer recruited, her lap dog, Ken Barbie, was already there, like literally running around like a Rottweiler, Chihuahua, in fact. I'm here. I'm like, Ken Barbie, sometimes you have to see these things out, okay? You're a man, okay? It doesn't matter. Like, stop it, okay? Allow these women to do with their things by themselves, okay? And so it ended with the transformer blocking Milagro, and I guess she had realized that she had beaten more than she can actually chew, because I bet she didn't see this coming. Like, how do you throw rocks when you live in a glass house, okay? Because Milagro was not playing. She was coming with all those receipts, and you will hear them all of a sudden being crickets or making excuses for her, speaking on kids, speaking on deceased parents. They will make excuses for her as usual, but when it's her, oh my goodness, it cannot be done, it should not be done, or this and that. And all this came from the fact that, well, Milagro called her out for calling her employees or people that she hired who are ninjas, which I still by now believe that that was very inappropriate. And it could have been a simple thing where she was like, you know what, I was anxious, or because of my hormones I did this, I apologize, that was not right. Instead of doing that, she can never take any form of accountability. It's always everybody else's fault. So I'm just going to insert one of the audios that Milagro had to say about that. I'm sorry, you guys, I had to interrupt an entire video just to put in this insert, okay?
You jumped in that group chat and said, go give me that audio. When she said that. Da, 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 da. And y'all went and pulled up that clip. Cardi, this has been addressed already. That clip is not what I said in its entirety. So it's fair to assume and feel like, oh, because I literally said, I think your baby's ugly, that your baby wasn't born yet, sweetheart. Do you want me to go back and pull that actual episode where the audio came from? Your daughter had not been born yet. And even when she was born, you hadn't shown her for months until you got upset with your husband, and then out of spite, you put that photo out. I had never laid eyes on your daughter. I could have never accurately called her anything. I hadn't seen her. But if you were to listen to the full clip, what I said was, where I'm from, when you don't show your baby, because there were rumors you had your baby. I said, when you don't show your baby, that means the baby ugly. And I told a story about an ugly family member that got put in the corner and her bassinet in the motherfucking dark. I said, child, where I'm from, when they not showing the baby ain't came into their looks yet. So I said, so I think your baby's ugly and da-da-da-da-da. And you know what I did that you can never do? I said, you know what? I shouldn't have even said that. You were a phenomenal, and I've apologized multiple times. And because of that, I don't post your children. And literally just last week, I said that you were a phenomenal mother and that your children were beautiful. And because I can read the room, out of respect, I don't post your kids. So you thought you had one, but just like them records you didn't put out, bitch, it didn't meet the mark. It didn't meet the mark. But I know damn well you don't want to start playing the game about what was said about people, kids, and parents. About people, kids, and parents. That's word to Akbar and all them black women you got into it with on Instagram. So don't play this game with me, because you're never going to comparison to what you have said about children. It would pale in comparison to what you have said about adults. It would pale in comparison to what you have said about people's deceased parents. So you get the fuck on. And you come talk to me when you're ready to talk about something, because you ain't talking about shit. Go get in the studio. Go write something down. Get the bullshit out your mouth. Get the bullshit out your mouth so you can pick up your tongue and rap so we can understand what you're saying. Go do that. Go do that. You literally came on stage and was introduced by a bitch that you helped to grow. Megan bringing you out like you a new act, girl. Child, you jumped in there.
We are going to be talking about Carisha. Carisha from the City Girls was out there showing lottery tickets some love. She tweeted, and I will read. She said, what do I get for my birthday? What do I get for my birthday? I told you I love the melody on that song. I love the melodic part. What can I do for my birthday? Yeah, it's not bad. So yeah, she ended up, tweeting those tweets, basically showing love and support to lottery tickets. And people were like, oh, so Miami can actually show, love to others. Where is the same support for, Jetavia, who recently just got a massive collaboration with Jeezy? Because say what you want, but a collaboration with Jeezy is amazing, okay? Jeezy is a legend in his own right, okay? So people are like, oh, you have all this energy and all this love for other people, but none for your sister Jetavia. And you guys want to say that everything is okay in your relationship. What exactly is happening? What are you guys not telling us? And personally, I think I've been clocking it before. The two of them, really, it's not the same. And sometimes it's not because, the other person is a bad person or something like that. Sometimes it's because people outgrow each other all the time. I do think that when Carisha was there drifting away from Jetavia and hanging with the man, the Didla, you could tell her energy. She was really the it girl in that moment, or so she thought. And, that time, you could tell that, they were no longer in the same tax bracket temporarily. Yeah, she was acting the part. You could tell that, you guys. She felt like she was better. You could tell all the subliminal shade and things like that. And at that time, JT really didn't have much going on for her. She was at home, most of the time. And Carisha was outside, befriending multiple people, with all this high-end fashion and things like that. And Jetavia, that's when she decided to focus on her craft. And I don't think that this is a situation that Carisha saw coming. I think in her mind, she was like, you know what? I'm going to be the upbeat like all the time. Now it's just going to be up from here because, she was laying down with a billionaire. Who wouldn't think that? So I feel like that's where it all started, you guys. Just different different vibes and things like that. I know Jetavia came out there and said that, well, I couldn't hang with Carisha because, I'd just gotten out of jail and things like that. But I'm like, yeah, that part happened. But I feel like it got worse when Jetavia really was out there hanging with the Didla, okay? But that being said, I don't think JT cares about Carisha tweeting or not tweeting about a song. Bottom line, she got a collaboration with Jeezy, and it's the highest, female rap debut on Spotify this week, and that's all that matters. Okay, so anyway, thank you very much, you guys, for watching, and thank you very much for making it this far. If you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button and do turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I post. I post each and every single day, and I keep you updated on what's happening in the celebrity world on Twitter, on Instagram, and about all things trending. Until my next one, see you.